Alright YouTube, here's another car review video for you guys. The last one I did was a Toyota Camry. It was a rental car, and we only had it for temporary purposes, so I couldn't do any more requests for you guys on that one. But this is our car, so if anybody wants a certain request on this video or this car, I'll gladly get it to you. But this will be a review of it, and what you're seeing is a 2015 Mazda 6. Brand new. Now these are made in Japan. They're imported. So if you're anti-American, anti-foreign cars, might want to look elsewhere. But this is nice Japanese-made piece of equipment here. It's jet black, and it's black on black, so the interior is black also. It's pretty well tinted, as you can see. You can't really see inside of it. This one is the touring model, so it's a mid-level model. Not super fancy, but not super low. It's about right. It's perfect for what we need. We didn't want anything too fancy. It gets 40 miles a gallon, I believe. 32 and 40, maybe, somewhere around there. This one's not completely broken in yet, so it hasn't fully reached its potential with that. And we like its power, so yeah, it's a good walk around. Of course, it's a little dirty, so it's not going to look perfect, but yeah, it sits on 19-inch tires. They're Dunlop, however you say that, Sport 5000s. Pretty big tires for a cruiser, but yeah, I think you can get 17s also if you prefer those. The tires for those might be a little cheaper. But yeah, it's a Mazda. Now we have another Mazda. It's not here at the moment. It's a 626. Pretty much this one's older brother or sister. It's a 99. This is a 2015, so it's got quite a bit different, quite a few years on it. There's the headlights. It's got projector not HIDs, but projector halogens. Make it a little cheaper if you ever need to replace them, or you can put HIDs in there if you'd like. Trying to get you more styling features here. This one does not have a moonroof. It's one feature I like is the turn signals in the mirror. Once again, 19s. Gas cap. The rear has dual exhaust, which is kind of cool. You don't see that very often in sedans anymore. It does have polished chrome exhaust tips, but they're not. Mine's not polished right now. They're real dirty. Yeah, the back looks pretty good. Backup camera. What I love about this car is, you know, most cars nowadays, you know, the front looks real good. On a lot of other brands, the front looks really good, and then the more you work back, the boringer it gets. This car keeps its styling from the front all the way to the back. You can see there's just beautiful lines on this car, compared to, you know, say an Accord or an Altima, which sort of gets stagnant the way it moves back. But this one, you know, keeps its design lines there. Something to do with Kodo or Kudo designing in Japanese. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's what they base it off of. You can get this in white, the famous red that everybody loves, a blue, a sort of grayish silver. I think there's one other color too I'm missing, but yeah, this is sort of a sparkly paint. Yeah, it's hard to see on camera, but it sort of has a whole bunch of different cool looking colors into it if you catch it into the sun. I don't think you'd be able to see it, but it's sort of got a blue and a green all into it. It's real neat. But yeah, that's the outside. I don't know what the tint percent is, but it's really dark. Standing next to it, you can't see into it, but that is factory, so I mean, it must be legal. So yeah, now we'll sort of get a little bit more in depth. This is the key to it. It doesn't have a physical key. Actually, it does. If you can see, right there's a slider. You push that up and the key, an actual key slides out, but you only need the key in emergency. This is a fob, so you got lock, beeps like that. Unlock sort of chimes at you. You got trunk release, and you have panic, which I'm not going to set off. But say you lock it like that, say it's locked, you can walk up to it, and on the door handles here, I don't know if you can see that, there's a proximity sensor, and as long as you're close to it, you can go up to it and hit it, and it'll unlock the car, which is real nice. There's one on the passenger side too, just like that. Okay, so now that we're in the interior here, here's the door panel. It's all soft touch, everything is soft touch. The only hard part, actually this isn't even hard to be honest, it feels soft. Here's your speaker. Got mirrors, unlock, window lock, and your windows. Alright, I'm gonna hop in. Of course, all of the cars come with your normal Mazda 6 rugs down here, which are really cool. But we have Goodyear mats in here to make it last a little longer. We find that helps, you know, hold its value a little better. Maybe here you can see the sparkle. Yeah, there you can. Now that it's right in the sun. There's a blue, green, maybe a little bit of white just sparkling in there. That's really cool. Yeah. There's the interior. It's black. It's really neat. Now you can get this with sort of a black and tan or beige mixture where the seats are sort of tannish and there's some tan accents throughout the car. But we chose black on black because they had this, the only color they had interior was black for what we had at our dealer. So yeah, this seat features the electronic control here, and you got lumbar right here if you prefer that. Okay, so let's get into the car. Get a little bit nicer here. Okay, from the driver's standpoint, this is a really comfy car. You got all your controls here, right here. We'll start all the way over to the left. You got an air vent over here. You got your tire pressure monitoring system set, your traction control, blind spot monitoring. Got a little cubby right here. If you have a navigation, your navigational SD card will be in there. Down here, you have a trunk release right here, and you got your gas, and you got your hood. Actually, let's go check out the under the hood real quick before we get too far. It's right here. You just give it a little pull. Now, this car is designed mainly for efficiency. So, of course, you're not going to have a big burly V8 or anything in it. Big burly V8, but it does come with what Mazda calls their SkyActiv technology. This is I think 184 or 187 horsepower direct injection gas engine, inline 4-cylinder. It's got pretty good power. There's no V6 option for this car, so you can't really get anything bigger. But you can get this car in a manual, which is very nice. This one just happens to be a 6-speed. So if you like manual cars, you can definitely get this one in manual. But this this engine's kind of different from most of the other ones. Since it's SkyActiv, that means it has what Mazda designed this to have very high compression. I believe it's 14:1, which is almost diesel range if you know anything about diesels. Very high compression, the boost efficiency, and it does not take premium fuel, surprisingly. It runs on regular unleaded 87 octane. I don't know if you put anything higher it'll give you any more horsepower. It may or may not, I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can see, this engine's very smooth. The whole assembly is really quiet when it runs, especially you can't even hear the engine fans when it runs. It's so quiet. But yeah, we'll leave the hood open, so maybe when I start it up you'll be able to hear it. But now that as you guys saw earlier, the car's locked now because I walked out of it with the key fob. But all I have to do is push it, give it a push, and it opens back up. Okay. Okay, to start the car, this car does not have a key slot. It has a push button, as you can see right through here. And to just to use the regular accessory mode, all you do is push it, and it'll kick on. and you push it again to get full accessory. But to start it, what you want to do, actually, I'm going to show you this first. This car has a floor-mounted gas pedal, which is kind of weird for a car like this. But a lot of people don't know this, but this gas pedal will go all the way to the floor and then stop and hit resistance. And once you get there, if you click it one more, you'll hear a click. If you listen, you hear that click? That puts it in full power mode, which makes it, slams it into a lower gear and then full throttles it. It's kind of neat to see. But yeah, that's a really cool thing about this car is the floor-mounted gas pedal with that system built in. It's really neat, and it definitely gives you more power when you're cruising and say you got to try to pass somebody. But now that I got that through, we'll go ahead and start up the car here. What you want to do is put your foot on the brake. That tells it you want it to start instead of going to accessory, and then you just hit it. Because I had the key fob in my pocket, it'll start. So you can see, that's sort of the gauge cluster right now. Run you over here. Of course, the engine's a little cold. There's it running, very quiet. And the engine fan is actually on right now because the air conditioner's on. You can barely hear it. The ticking hearing your noise is actually the injectors. You can hear the injectors running. This car is not equipped with iLoop, but you can. That's sort of like a hybrid system you can get with this car. This car does not have it. When we're bringing it around, maybe you can hear the exhaust. I don't think you can hear much. But yeah, you can hear maybe a little bit. It's a 4-cylinder, so I mean, you'll have an okay sounding exhaust. Nothing too fancy. Sounds a little bit better than one pipe. Okay, so let me put this hood back down. Okay, so now that we're in the car here, it's running. You got your info screen right here. This sort of changes your trip computer, this button does. It'll give you different trip stuff. This car has 954 miles on it, so she's still a spring chicken. And your other controls for that are on the steering wheel here. On the steering wheel, you have your skip track here for your iPod or Android device that's integrated into the system. You got Bluetooth that you can use, or auxiliary input, or USB. You got your volume here for your radio. Here's your information display. This changes miles per gallon, current miles per gallon, average speed, your total range on what gas you have left. As you can see, I have 3/4 of a tank, and yeah, that's what it says. This is so you can talk to the car. You can tell it to go to a certain radio station or call somebody or stuff like that. This is your phone controls. This is the call. This is the hang up, I believe. Here's your cruise. This is cancel, resume, cruise on, cruise off, and set and slow down. Yeah, I like this wheel. Very comfy. It's leather wrapped. It's got a good feel to it. Kind of feels very luxurious, shall I say. And nice sounding horn. The steering is very nice and smooth and fluid. It's electric steering, and it does not have a power steering pump, so it's very non-resistive on the engine. So it's very smooth. Not too much feedback though, I will say, but it definitely helps improve your fuel mileage because you're not running the power steering pump, which is nice. Over here on this stock, you got your headlamps. If you had fog lamps, there'd be another switch right here. Turn signals. You can do quick turn signals by just tapping it, and it'll flash 3 times. And tapping it up like that, and it'll flash 3 times. Over here, you got your washer spray, your interval wipers, just like any other old car, and then pull down for wipers. Okay, over here you got your display. this being a 2015 model has the different display. This one has more built-in display, while the newer one sort of has a floating sort of iPad looking display. Kind of looks out of place a little bit, but that's my opinion. But yeah, nice display, not huge, but you got your audio settings, your phone settings for Bluetooth. This car is not equipped with navigation, but has one. You can add it in later. Your setup display, your seek and scan for your tunes, whatever you listen to. As you can see in audio, you can, you know, it's touchscreen. You can switch in between stations, whatever you like. It's HD too, so for each station, I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, it's a little sunny, but you can change each station. Each station has each station has 3 or 2 channels. That's if they're HD. Not all of them are HD. Yep, you got your tune control here and your volume control. Very nice. AM, Bluetooth. You have Pandora on here if you want Pandora. That operates through your phone. I find this screen plenty reactive. A lot of people complain that it's not too reactive, but it works fine. It does have automatic 911 call in case you get an accident and you're injured or something. It'll call 911 for you. But as we work our way down here, we got some air vents, our hazard lights, air conditioning system. This is the automatic system, so it sort of takes control itself. Your clock is here. Recycle buttons here. That's recycle. That's fresh. Your different modes: defrost, face, floor, that kind of stuff. Each individual things. This is dual, but it's not on. You can duals right here. Rear defrost, front defrost, fan speeds right here. And this air conditioner system works pretty good. As we work down, this is where your seat heaters would be. We didn't get that option. I mean, we live in Alabama, so it's not too hot. Your shifter, this is the newer style shifter that's sort of got the leather boot onto it. The old one sort of has just a stick, and it's gated. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully, you got park, reverse, which does show a backup camera, which is nice. Very, very wide backup camera compared to some of our other vehicles we have. Drive, you got neutral. Sorry, the sun is not working with me today. Neutral, got drive, and if you throw the stick over like this, you can shift manually up and down through your gears, which is a really nice option. It's kind of fun, makes the car all the more fun to drive than it already is. Down here, you got sort of redundant controls again. Very much like a lot of the new cars come today with these joystick type things. They make it easier to control. So you can scroll in between the menus or whatnot, whatever you're doing. So you can see FM. You can do all types of controls. You got your back functions, navigation if it had navigation, audio, phone, and setup. Works very well. Back here you got cup holders that flip open, kind of neat. Your leather wrapped emergency brake and leather handle, which is really nice. You got your armrest, which slides forward and slides back, you know, in case you want to, you know, I often find myself putting my arm here and holding this shifter, sort of like if it was a manual. Kind of makes it a little nicer. Opens up, shows your power port right here. It's got a little flap onto it. And your USB and auxiliary input if you like to use that, and a little bit of storage bay, which is nice. Back of it has that. Neat. As you can see, there's the driver's seat. There's your rear view mirror. You got your lights, your on and off lights. I've seen aftermarket LED things you can put in there too. Sunglasses, your visor. You got a lighted visor here, and visor's made of like a rubbery material. It's got a little clip into it. Also has extending visors right here to help block some of the other stuff. Yeah, you go to the passenger side real quick. Actually, I'll go the back first. Gotta unlock it. Very similar design in the back. Back seats are pretty roomy. I'm 5'6" and I got plenty of leg room going on down here. Got a rear pocket, of course. Rear window, very smooth. Rear air vents, which is nice also. A lot of cars don't have rear air vents. There's the seat belt. Flip down cup holders and armrests, which is another really nice feature. Coat hangers. Very nice, comfortable car. Adjustable headrests. Each seat has an adjustable headrest, and middle seat doesn't lose the ability to have a nice headrest. Yeah. Go ahead and pop the trunk for you here. It's electric. There you go, inside the back, nice and simple. It does, the seats do flip down, which is nice. You can pull these and they just flip right down, increase your trunk space. There's your rear view camera and your lights, and then you got your electric actuator for your trunk. And on to this side. Same type of redundant controls here. Once again, very similar. Got a soft opening drawer. Sorry, not drawer. I don't know what you call that. Glove box. There you go. Driver's side is manual. Manual seat. Pretty comfy. Same type of stuff. Very similar. This car does have blind spot monitoring, so it sort of sends a radar out this way to detect any cars on its side, and notifies you, and mainly for your blind spot, which is sort of in this area of the car. When you say you're going down the highway and you want to get over, and there's a little light system that shows up right around here, and when somebody's in your blind spot, it'll light up and it'll just ensure you know it. And if you turn on your blinker while the blind spot's going on, it'll start beeping at you, letting you know, do not get over, there's somebody in your blind spot. The system works pretty well, I think. Alright, I hope that was everything. If you want more videos of this, let me know. I'll try to get certain videos. I think I'm going to add a driving clip at the end of this here too. If it's my opinion, I think this is a very good looking car. Definitely has better styling than other cars in its class. And definitely worth it. Alright, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Alright YouTube, hopefully that's a good view for you guys. Always remember to buckle up before driving. And do not be distracted while driving either. Okay, once again, this is 2015 Mazda 6. 2.5 liter manual. Sort of the startup sequence here. I'll just be taking you guys for a quick tour here. Put in drive. Headlights on for safety also. Car automatically locks itself after, I think, 10 miles an hour. Car is very quiet compared to a lot of our other cars. Definitely has a lower road noise. Brakes feel good. Has adequate power. Of course, this is a 4-cylinder, not a V6, so if you're coming from 4-cylinder, you're definitely going to have to get used to it revving a lot more than it normally would if you're used to a V6. But definitely fun to drive. It's got these side bolstering grips here. Definitely making it a little sportier. A pleasant overall drive. You do feel a lot of the bumps. There's a lot of feedback in the suspension, shall I say. Not so much in other places. The steering being electric, you're not going to get as much feedback as you normally would in other places. But it definitely doesn't take away from the driving standpoint. Definitely more fun to drive than some of its other class members. Quick to accelerate, I think. A lot of people tend to disagree. When they say it's low on power, I don't see that at all. It has plenty of power for what it does. And what it is. I mean, it's a beautiful car. Very quiet. Keep in mind, I am doing the speed limit here. And you can use your manual transmission if you like. If you push up, that downshifts. Pull back, that upshifts. Sorry about that. Makes it a little bit more fun to drive. And it doesn't give you completely full control of driving manual either. It does give, help prevent revs every now and then, so you don't redline the engine, possibly damage it. Looking out for it. And if you use the full power mode, like I stated earlier in the gas pedal, it will downshift if you get into that to give it a little bit more speed to help pass. Put it back into automatic here, and I'll give you guys a 0 to 45. How about that? Obviously I can't do it from standstill, but I can. This is without full power mode on. There we go. It stayed in one gear the whole time. I don't know what gear it was, but I'm not going to go any faster than that because speed limits. But see, that was not full power mode. I did not engage the button, but you definitely do have that possibility. Go up a little hill here, give it a little quick hill climb, and we'll loop back around. overall nice car to drive. Nice, some you can just lay back in, but it's still a head turner. People love looking at this car. I love looking at this car. Drives very nice, and definitely not a cookie cutter, which is not another reason why we got this car. It's not, you know, and it's not your family sedan that everybody has. You definitely can stand out from everybody else, but it's not too screamy. It doesn't say "look at me" type thing. And the car definitely, it's not intrusive with its technology. Doesn't try to take over anything, you know. Just make sure you know you're driving safely, and it makes sure that it doesn't damage itself in the process either. Like the preventing redlining when manual shifting. It will redline. Don't get me wrong, but it just long durations of redlining. Say you slam it in the first gear doing like 40, it's gonna keep you from doing that. To try to protect itself. Transmission, I must say, in auto mode is very smooth. You hardly feel the shifting. Most of its other class competitors operate with a CVT, which is it's a continuously variable transmission. So if you rev it, the engine will be pretty much redlining until you get up to speed, which I personally find that annoying. We have another car with a CVT in it, and you sit there and rev line it. Say you're merging onto the highway a bit. You're sitting there at like 5,500 RPMs for, say, 12, 13 seconds trying to get that thing up to speed. While this will constantly keep it in a good band of torque and engine speed to get up to that. The nice thing about this is, I believe, don't count me on this, but I believe it locks out the screen after a certain speed, just, you know, to keep you from fiddling with it while driving or so. But you still get this turn wheel joystick type thing at your fingertips. You don't necessarily need to be occupied or taken off the steering wheel while driving. You can operate this just fine with driving properly also. And since it has Bluetooth, it will read your phone's text messages to you. It won't let you read them though if you're driving, but it'll read them to you, which is real nice. And you can say things back to it, have it respond text messages and such, to ensure that, you know, you're always looking ahead and paying attention to the road rather than a touchscreen device such as that. does do a little engine braking. It'll hold gears a little bit if you're trying to decelerate, which is not bad. It helps you in the city a little bit, save wear and tear on your actual friction brakes. I'm going to give you a variety of driving natures here. Not going to hit the open road, but got you guys to 45, which I think is plenty enough. It's just as quiet as at highway speeds as it is here. It does have four-wheel disc brakes, which is nice. Our other car has drum brakes in the rear, which I don't know if you've ever had if you guys have ever done anything with drum brakes, but drum brakes are a little bit harder to work on when it comes time to replace versus disc brakes, which is you just pop the pad out and put a new one in. But yeah, that should conclude this video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the car. Tell you what you think of my channel. Thanks.